Welcome to the Grab the Map podcast, where we don't just look at it, we grab the map. I'm your host, John Crutchfield, and today we're going to talk about systems for success. All right. I'm going to talk about systems for success. Hey, look, you got to get a lot of stuff done. And one of the things that I find when I'm talking to new real estate investors is that they want to skip steps, right? They want to skip the process of like buying the first house because they want to own 50 houses, or they want to skip the process of buying the first apartment building because they want to own 100 apartment buildings. And scaling up is great. Big believer in scaling up. You can email me at grabthemap@gmail.com if you're trying to get more information on scaling up. If you need some help scaling up your business, I can help with that. But hey, look, point you to some resources. But look, you need systems of success, and you need to have certain behaviors that you repeat over and over and over again if you're going to be successful long term in this business. So what I want you to think about here as we talk about this today is, how are you using your time, right? And what systems are you putting in place that allow you to generate the same results over and over and over and over again in your business? You know, I've been able to grow a portfolio where we have lots of tenants, right? Lots of people that are renting from us. Got some flips going on. I'm managing multiple different projects in multiple different states. And in order to be able to get that done, there are systems that have to happen every single day, regardless of whether or not you can actually get them done. Now, in the beginning, it has to be you, right? In the beginning, it has to be you waking up at a certain time and putting in a certain number of hours and that's where most people are, right? So coming from that perspective right now, that's where most people are. And that's where we're going to start from. Imagine that you are just trying to get your business started. You know that you need to find your first rental property or your first project, and you need to find an off-market deal because you've heard us talk about finding stuff off-market that's not on the market for everybody to see. But you just don't know exactly how to put a system in place to make sure that you spend that time the way it needs to be spent. Well, here's the reality. If you don't put a system in place, and if this is not something that you're really passionate about, that you really love doing, that you wake up thinking about in the morning, eventually we're going to talk to you 2 years from now, and you're going to be in the exact same place that you're in right now. Okay? You're going to be in a place where you haven't gotten anything done not because you couldn't do it, right? But because there were no systems in place that would allow you to get it done. I'm going to suggest a few systems here. And the first one that I want to suggest is time blocking. All right. Now, you don't have to spend 75 to 80 hours a week to start a real estate investing business. The reality is you don't. Okay. Now, more time a lot of times is going to get you more results. So if you got the time, I'd encourage you to use the time. Use your spare time if you got it too, right? But to really buy a rental house every now and then, if you want to buy a couple of houses a year, or you want to buy 10 houses a year, it's not an 80-hour-a-week type of commitment, especially if you do some of these other systems that we talk about in a second. But the reality is this: you are going to have to block off some time that you consistently spend doing real estate investing activities, right? We've got a great presentation that we do on Monday nights in our Monday night group at 6 p.m. Central Time. Find us on Facebook if you want to get connected to that group. But I've got a great presentation that we do on how a real estate investor spends their time. And there are some great things that you should be doing every single day as a real estate investor. You should be finding money. You should be networking. You should be finding deals, right? You should be out looking for deals and looking for opportunities. You should be connecting with other investors. You should be constantly making sure that the properties that you already own are running efficiently and are generating the income that they need to generate in order for you to be successful. You should be thinking long-term about relationships and building new ones. Constant, there's a whole list of these things that we go through in there. But in order to do this on a daily basis, you need to figure out where in my day, you might be working a full-time job, you might be exercising, you might be doing a lot of stuff with family. Where in my day am I going to block off time to grow my business, right? Maybe it's a certain time every single day, right? That's the best way for a lot of people. Maybe it's a certain time that you're going to spend the same hour of every single day, or it could be just a certain number of hours that you're going to commit. Hey, I'm not going to go to bed until I've spent 2 or 3 hours looking for deals or connecting with people about money or networking with other people, right? I'm going to spend this amount of time making offers or connecting with attorneys or contractors. And when you block off time that you say is only for your real estate investing business, you're going to start seeing results. I don't know if you'll see results the first week or the first month or the first 6 months, but if you spend deliberate time doing the things that real estate investors do, you will see growth in your business. All right. And so that's the first system for success is I want you to time block. I want you to have consistent time every week that you spend working on your real estate investing business. Number 2, the second system is I want you to leverage other people, right? You cannot grow your business by yourself. And I say this a lot, but you need other people to help you get things done. Okay. Now that means that you may not be able to cold call 300 people every day, but you may be able to cold call 50 and hire a virtual assistant that is able to cold call the other 250. Okay. You may not be able to check your bank accounts every day or check every single email that goes into your account. You need to leverage other people that allow you to help you put things on your calendar or check those emails or check those bank statements, right? In order to really succeed at this and grow this and do the things that you need to get done, you block off the time that you have to spend on your business, but then leverage other people's time to help you as well. Now you might say, well, why would other people give me their time? I'm just getting started. I don't have money to pay anybody. Hey, look, people do get paid when you are a real estate investor. They might not always get paid by the hour, and they might not always get paid right then. But when you succeed, if your attitude is right, you're going to throw them a bone, right? When you close on a house, that realtor is going to get a commission that represents all those times that they helped you go look at a property or that they helped you look at deals or make offers. All of those times that they didn't get paid right then, they eventually will get compensated for. Well, why would a contractor help me find a deal? Why would he tell me about a vacant house that he drives by? Well, because he knows that when I buy that property, I'm going to call him and give him the work or her the work to do that job, right? And so there's a give and take here. And if you can figure out within your systems who you can use to help you and use the resources that you can use with what you got, if you don't have a lot of money to pay somebody, hey, look, you just can't do it. But figure out how you can creatively leverage other people's time to help you. Got a guy, Mr. Willie. Mr. Willie, you know who you are. Mr. Willie has probably found at least 10 houses in the last 3 years. Either they were vacant or he saw the owner outside. And Mr. Willie, he makes $500 every time he sends me one of these, right? He'll say, hey, this is the owner's name and number. They want to sell this property. Call them. And at least 10 times I've bought property that Mr. Willie has found or that he has networked with. Well, why is he doing that, right? I'm not out beating the streets, knocking on doors most of the time anymore. I'm not driving by properties and trying to research who the owner is anymore. Why would he do that? Why am I leveraging his time? Because when you've got 50, 100, or 1,000 people out there who know that you buy real estate and you do deals, now you're leveraging other people's time to get stuff done, right? I've got wholesalers and students in my groups that I'm mentoring. They've sent me deals, right? I'm leveraging their time in order to grow my business. And they become successful because they're making money, right? So it has to go both ways. Leveraging others is an important part of your system for success. Think about all the tasks that you need to get done. I need to make offers. I need to find money. I need to meet with the banks. I need to do my paperwork. I need to find deals, right? And figure out who you can use in your network. I need to manage my property, right? Who I can use in my network to help me achieve the things that I'm trying to achieve. You cannot do it all, right? And a lot of times until you're a full-time real estate investor, there's a lot you can't do. And then when you are a full-time real estate investor, you want to spend more time doing things that you like doing. You still want to leverage others as a part of your system for success. So figure out, maybe it's worth paying that $5,000 or $6,000 commission to a realtor because you don't have to put a sign up. You don't have to show the property. You don't have to go and do this or that. All you need to do is leverage that person and train them on what you want done, right? You don't have to hammer every nail or change every electrical outlet. Go pick up the materials for yourself, right? You don't have to talk to every tenant that you deal with, right? Because you can leverage other people so that you can spend your time on the three most important things that real estate investors should be doing: finding money, finding deals, and making your business run as efficiently as possible. Number 3. All right. This is a very important system for success. If you're like me, you've got one of these binders and you've got this to-do list right here on the side right here that has, 50 things on it of things that you need to get done. And this system right here will very, very much help you. Take that list every single day and write down the 3 most important things that you have to get done that day. All right. These are the 3 things that you can't quit for the day and go home until you've done them. The top 3 things that you need to accomplish that day. And you make sure that as a part of your system, you get those 3 things done every single day. No matter what fire happens or person calls you or thing that changes about your day, those top 3 things have to get done. All right. Today, one of those was this podcast, right? For me, I have to get these things recorded, right? Today, because if I don't, then it's just going to be on my list tomorrow. And then it'll be on my list in 2 weeks. And I'll say, I've never got that done. Right. I've got some PPP money. I still need to figure out how do I get some of this PPP money? Right. I need to figure that out. And that's been on my list. So today, that is one of the top 3 things on my list. And I'm going to make progress on that today, because if I don't, it'll be on my list 4 weeks from now. And then they'll be saying they're out of money and I can't have any. Right. So that's an important system. Make your top 3 to-dos. It's important to have a list of what you need to get done and get all of that written down and planned out. But then on a daily basis, make sure that you get those top 3 things accomplished. Make sure you get them written down and hold yourself accountable to getting those done. Hey, these systems will make you great. These systems will help you grow your business. If you're trying to grow a real estate business and you want some help, I need you to reach out to me at grabthemap@gmail.com. I've got a great coaching program that I do one-on-one with folks who need help. I've also got a Monday night meetup totally free. Hey, that class is growing. We get people in there. They're getting free content, PowerPoint slides, networking, all of that free every Monday. Find us at Grab the Map on Facebook or Instagram, and then connect to that group. It's a Zoom call every Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time. I'd love to be able to help you. Hey, look, this is important. If you can set up systems to time block, if you can set up systems to leverage other people's time, and also make sure that you're setting 3 top priorities every single day, and you're doing that every single day for a year, there's no way you won't have made progress. There's no way you won't be looking back at your business saying, wow, look at what's happened, right? I've set goals of saying I'm going to buy a property, every 6 months, or I'm going to replace my income from work. And because these systems are in place, and because I'm intentionally spending this time, leveraging other people's time and having these to-dos, a lot of times those goals are happening once a week, right? And so we can do this together. If we don't just look at it, we grab the map.